Saturday morning sessions. I am Claire, this is Tom. Some of you might recognise me from Genesis Gymnastics. I'm there sometimes on a Saturday morning. And when I'm not there, I'm here, mostly in my living room at the moment, teaching gymnastics to adults in London, which I do with Tom. So I am a former gymnast and used to train a lot. And Tom is a martial artist and professional wrestler who's learned gymnastics as an adult. So message to all the parents out there, we would love you to join in today, have fun with it. It's totally possible to learn gymnastics as an adult, that's what we do. But today the session is going to focus on stuff that works for Saturday morning recreational gymnasts. And we're dividing the session up into 3 sections. After we do a warm-up, we're going to do a sort of conditioning circuit, which is based around working on preparations for handstands. We're then going to do a sequence section, which you would think is not really possible in your living room, but we're going to do small sequences that are real balance challenges. So hopefully you're going to find it fun. I might fall over, so you might laugh at me. If at any point we make Tom do any of it, mostly likely you'll laugh at him too, because it's not easy to do these things. It's not about getting it perfect, it's about giving it a go. And then we're going to finish the session off at the end with a little bit of flexibility work. So again, if your flexibility is not good, that's totally fine. All of the drills we're going to be doing today are there to help you improve. So I think we're just going to get straight on with it.
So before we do, I guess it's the big housekeeping of make sure that you are, if you're watching this today, make sure you ask a parent to be there in the room with you. I don't want anyone to, hurt themselves or. And also, if you want to comment as well, feel free to comment, but again, ask for your parents' permission.
So the way that we've got the room set up today, we've got one screen over here where we can kind of see keep a track of what we're doing, and we've got a screen here, which is all your comments coming up. So if you write a message to us, if you ask any questions, if you make a comment, we can read it, and then that gives us something to feed back to you on. So
would you like a mat?
Keep chatting to us through the session. Yes, please. So if you have a yoga mat, you can do your warm up on the yoga mat, but you don't necessarily need the yoga mat if you've got a carpet.
We've just got a hard floor, so it's probably advisable. So we're going to do a warm up, 45 seconds each, right, Claire?
Yes, we are. But before we do the warm up, I'll just mention there is another coach in our house here. She is Luna. She is 18 months old, and she's wandering around, currently watching cartoons in the other room. So if she comes in at any point, you'll know it, because she'll make some
You might
noise.
hear her come in because she's got her iPad on full blast.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to begin with some warming up. So just marching on the spot to begin.
Just going to move the microphone.
So
That's
if you're here, let us know. Say hello on the comment section. And if you're confused about the comment section, you can only comment if you are logged into an adult YouTube account.
Yes, because it's not set up as well, you can't comment if you're a child. But adults need to be logged in. If not, just join in with us.
So 15 seconds more marching on the spot. Currently, we're trying to get nice and warm. All right. Hi, Carla. Carla's saying hello. I know that. We've also got Karis with us this morning, and we've got Adeline. Okay, to the side.
Oh, is that what this is? Oh, I wonder what this ski squats. Is that what you've got? That's what you call it. I wasn't sure.
So,
from side
I'm
to
guessing
side.
some people have been doing PE with Joe during lockdown, and I guess this might be a little bit similar today. We'll see. Hopefully we'll get onto some more complex stuff than
this will be more
Joe.
interesting, I'm going to be
I
honest.
hope so. I hope so.
Yeah, no disrespect. So what's your next one?
Coming down to the floor, kneeling up.
So after this you've got written down arm circles. So this is a good one. I would always recommend to do this on a soft surface, because if you go to the knees can be a bit difficult. Especially, I don't know, I think the older you are, the more tender your knees are, right? I think I'd struggle with this.
Yeah, maybe. So this is all to get your heart rate up nice and high and get warm before we stretch.
So next one's your arm circles.
And you might notice Tom's not doing it today. So the way these sessions work is largely he stands there and tells me what to do. And I complain about it.
You say that. We have done sessions where it's the other way around.
Yes.
You know, where it's kind of like...
Which our adults love because they're so used to him bossing me around.
The only two times I've ever done it, I think.
And forwards.
One's a bridging one and the other one was walkovers.
Yeah.
So that's quite cruel, I think.
That's true.
You know, my weakest area. You
did do a forward walkover session and fall on the hardwood floor, it's true.
Yeah, I did. I'm sure the neighbour
Okay, fast circles.
Didn't enjoy that, did they?
No. Yeah, we live in a flat on the 3rd floor, so the man underneath us doesn't love us doing gymnastics.
No. Don't shoot me.
Okay, so hands up. Squeeze your strapless together and imagine your arms are going along the back of a wall.
And you want to push up towards the ceiling and touch your biceps, so your arms on your ears.
If these are making your arms scream, it's very normal. I hate these. Looks easy, but it's not. Tom, could you possibly go and turn the heating off?
Is it on?
Yeah.
So we want back bend to cobra walkout. Okay. This is your next one. I'm going to go turn the heating.
I am warm already. How are you guys doing? Are you getting warm? Got a few more warm-ups to do, but I'm beginning to get pretty hot now. Okay, now we're going to do back bend, hold it for a few seconds, forward bend, let your head dangle, walk your hands out into a cobra position to warm up your lower back, stretch back and then push and walk your hands back in. We're going to keep repeating that. So stretch back.
Nice.
Stretch forwards, walk the hands out,
hips down, head towards the sky, and repeat. You've got 10 more seconds of that, Claire. Front support to lunge is the next one. So, yeah, it doesn't matter whether what age you are. This is really good. You know, we teach predominantly adults, and this is kind of very similar sort of structuring that we would do with them. So get your parents involved. They'll hate me saying that, but it's highly recommended. Keep the hands, so you're bringing that one leg round, trying to bring the knee to that tricep, stretching forward, stretching the hip out. Side. Ooh, what's this? Lunge switches?
Yeah, it's just side lunge.
Ah, it's actually I assumed it was lunge rather than the word lunch.
Yes.
That's written down.
We wrote it out wrong.
Side lunge switches.
Okay, so flat heel on the floor, come back up to the middle, then sit down to the other side. You want to get as deep as you possibly can.
Imagine there's like a little stool behind you. You want to sit down on the stool. You'll find it all the way along the straight leg. Also, you might feel it in the hip or the knee.
So we're nearly there on the warm-up.
Yep.
Just a couple more to do after this one.
So straddle position on the floor is your next one in 5 seconds. Find your straddle position on the floor. So legs apart.
So we're going to start walking the hands over from one foot to the other foot.
Oh yeah, like a rainbow.
Like a rainbow.
And the next one after this is we're going to do some wrists.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, reaching over, see if you can touch your toes on one side.
Nice.
And then toe touch on the other side. And then can you touch both toes at the same time? And if that's easy, put your nose to the floor.
Nice. Or even if that's even easy, that's too easy, put your chest on the floor.
Okay, onto hands and knees. We're going to rock forwards with fingertips facing forwards.
Keep the arms as straight as you can. Elbow, what I call elbow pits, facing forward if you can as well. Really lock that joint out, stretch over the wrists, let's warm them
Turn
up.
your fingers to face you now. Stretch your wrist this way. If you're at a computer a lot, then this will really, you'll feel this stretch in your wrists. Okay, now we're going to put the backs of the hands on the floor. Do gorilla press ups. So nose to the floor and push up and try and extend through your elbows.
So you may not be able to see this, but as you come up, try to push those elbow pits forward. So they come up and they go really straight.
Cool. All right, we're done and we're ready to go.
Cool. Actually, you missed one.
No, I know, that's fine.
You decided you don't want to do that, right?
Yeah, no, we're doing some bridging later.
So we're going to do line drill on the floor for this next part. So this is, what section is this? This is our handstand conditioning.
We're gonna do, like, according to British Gymnastics insurance rules, we're not allowed to do too many actual gymnastic moves in the comfort of our living rooms because we won't be insured. But what we can do is all the physical preparations. So today we're working on physical preparations for handstands. So we're going to do 3 different skill drills that are really going to help you with your handstand strength, endurance and alignment. Yep. So if you practice these, you're going to be able to hold a handstand for longer and with better form.
Yes.
So what have we got?
So you've got line drills on the floor. Show us that. So what's the quality of this position, Claire?
So you're going to be squeezing through your heels, squeezing your butt, squeezing your shoulders towards the floor, arms up towards extended in front. And you're trying to get your stomach off the floor.
You may not be able to see that, but I can actually put my hand the whole way through. So there's this gap here and we're hollow in the spine, right?
Got a flat back. Completely flat back, not a hollow, but a completely flat back. A hollow in the stomach area.
Yes.
What's the
seated. Oh, you could probably do this kneeling. Seated, the line drill, looking at the hands.
No, we'll do it on the stool. So if you've got a stool today or a chair.
Edge of a sofa?
Or the edge of a sofa. You're going to sit down with, again, a flat back, sucking the stomach in. Arms up in the air, looking at the hands, pushing your shoulders. So not your shoulders down, but pushing the sky away with your hands. Looking at the hands. That's the second exercise.
Cool. Feet on the chair, inverted.
Okay, and third exercise is feet on the edge of a sofa or a chair. And you're going to load the shoulders. So you want your shoulders directly over your wrists.
So I have an alternate here. If you're unable and you're not allowed to put your feet on the sofas and the chairs, a pike press would be your alternative. So you want to get as high up as possible, almost as if we're doing, not like a yoga downward dog, but you want to be even closer, trying to get the hips over the hands, almost working into the handstand press.
So up on your tiptoes, again, stacking the shoulders over the wrists. That's the most important thing, is you want to stack shoulders over the wrists.
Cool. Are we ready to go?
Well, do you want to tell us the format of how we're doing it?
We're going to do 30 seconds on each exercise, and then we're going to do 3 times round. Okay.
So the heating's off, right?
I've turned it off, yeah. It might take a little while to cool down.
We might need to open the front door.
We have a lot of lights on us as well, which doesn't help.
It's boiling in here. Alright, okay, I'm ready. So shall we go?
Yes.
So you give me instructions.
So we're going to do the line drill on the floor.
Talk me through it all.
Find your position on the floor. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. That's it. So if you do have any questions and you're not sure, please, if you do have any questions, please write them in the comments. We're trying to, in this position, keep that spine perfectly flat, keep that stomach tucked, legs together, squeeze. We've got 10 seconds. I'm just going to read a note in the comments. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Next, seated position.
So how many rounds are we doing?
3. And press. So, could you please give some safety tips for the chair exercise? So that would be, the alternative one on the chair would be the pike press on the floor, so without using the chair at all. If you are placing your feet, you don't want to be tucking over to roll, right? So you want to be high enough so you can just support yourself in that pike press position. 3, 2, 1, go. Any other points on this?
What's the next one?
Feet elevated on the chair. 3, 2, 1, go. Any other pointers, Claire, in this position?
Well, you want to be making sure that the shoulders are directly over the wrists. Walk your feet to the edge of whatever you've got them on. You want your toes tucked under, pushing away from the floor.
10 seconds.
You need to give more instructions.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. We having a rest?
Yes.
30 seconds or 60 seconds?
60-second rest.
Yeah.
So we're doing 3 rounds today of this little circuit that we've just done. We've done 1 round now. We've got 2 rounds to go. So each exercise is 30 seconds in duration, and this is really helping to build strength endurance in your upper body. So shoulders, wrists, biceps, and it's getting your shoulders in the right position for a handstand. And what we want in a handstand is not for the shoulders to relax here, but for you to be pushing away from the floor in this position in a handstand. Here comes Luna.
Ah! You're going to do your headstand? That was the question that I was trying to answer. So, in about 15 seconds we're going to go again. So we're going to find that line drill on the floor.
Okay, how's everyone finding it? Sam, tell us how you're getting on. I'm a little bit out of breath now, having done round 1.
Are you trying to pick up a kettlebell?
I'm imagining it's going to get a little bit harder in the next 2 rounds.
5, 3, 2, 1. Let's find that line drill on the floor. Remember,
So going again now.
we're trying to replicate that handstand. So tuck that stomach, keep the legs squeezed together, pushing out with the arms. Keep breathing. This is one of the hardest things in this position. You tend to forget to breathe because you're sucking in that stomach so much into that vacuum kind of position. Remember to breathe. Don't press your head into the floor. Keep it fairly neutral. We're trying to push the arms away and feel our biceps on our ears. 3, 2, 1. The seated shoulder press. Well, it's not shoulder press, it's a line. So pushing up with the shoulders, really push that scapula out and go. Keep breathing, shrugging, stop it, pushing up, holding. Keep the stomach tight, squeeze the stomach. We're trying to keep this entire structure. 15 seconds.
So this is a super difficult drill. It looks easy.
10.
Looks like you're just sitting down, but you're not. Can you explain why it's so difficult, Todd?
Because you're trying to push the ceiling away. Imagine you're trying to push the ceiling away. 3, 2, 1, down.
And why might some people find it more difficult than others in terms of shoulder flexibility?
Well, because of like gym work particularly, you tend to find that the shoulders tend to come a little bit further forward. So rather than pushing them back, that's going to be really difficult. For me, that's really, really hard to actually get my arms behind my head because of they've actually sunk forward. 3, 2, 1, and down because of the years of gym work.
Not everyone's as flexible. Oh, no, back to the game
60
now.
seconds.
So, we've done 2 rounds now, we've got 1 more to go. Oh, how's everybody feeling? So, Adeline says, everyone remember, if some of these exercises are hard, choose something lower to sit on and put your feet on the ground. That's true. And at any point, if you need a regression, if there's something that we're doing today that's too difficult, write in the comments, let us know, and we can give you a regression. Who's out of breath? Is anyone as out of breath as I am? Everything stacks like a stationary exercise, but it still gets the heart rate up. Right, I'm going to take a sip of water before we go
10
there.
seconds, and then we're going to go back to the line drill on the floor. Remember, we're trying to push out.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, and go. That's it.
So
Squeezing the stomach.
Squeeze the feet. Squeeze the quads together. Squeeze your glutes. Suck your stomach away from the floor. Push your shoulders up towards, to extend out away from the rest of your body. Nose touching the floor. Head and
10
neck.
seconds. Keep everything tight. Squeeze the stomach. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. We're going to find that seated line.
So yeah, not everybody has the
3,
same levels of shoulder
2,
flexibility.
1, go.
So if this is difficult, if it's hard to get your shoulders up overhead, that's totally normal.
Just try not to compensate by sticking like your bum out almost when you're sitting down on that chair. Try to tuck that tailbone under. Try to keep this straight. And it's working about pushing the arms towards the ceiling and then working them back above your head. And this is really going to help with your alignment. 5 seconds in your handstand. And to the floor, on feet onto the chair. Into your invert. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Again, your alternative is on the floor in that kind of really high pike if you don't have a chair or permission to have your feet on a sofa. Breathe. Keep pushing the floor away. Keep the arms near the biceps. Remember, you want to control the stomach, control the core. And we're going to be 5 seconds. Keep breathing. This is mine to Claire. I thought she held her breath. And down.
Whoa! That was getting really hard at the end.
Yeah, it was.
My arms are super tired now. How is everybody else doing? I've also got a bit dizzy now I've stood up.
Well, yeah, as I said, like, let us know if there's any regression, you need any regressions, or you're struggling with any particular movements. It's always good to put it down in the comments. You know, it will really help us kind of like tweak and change and give you a little bit of advice, especially when it comes to mobility or strength. You know, differences. So, what's next, Claire?
So next we're going to do a little bit of a sequence. So sequences are very helpful in gymnastics because they allow you to work on body control. Body control is things like balance, knowing where your muscles and body parts are positioned in space, and knowing how to transition from one movement to another movement. So for example, if you were doing a beam routine, you might have a forward roll and then you might do a step or a little dance move into a balance. And that's the kind of stuff that we can do in the living room very safely to practice the transition moments of how well do you hold your balance and your body weight as you transition from one movement to another. So we've got a little sequence for you to practice today. What is the sequence, Tom? Can you remind me?
I can run it through, say it out loud quickly. So, W jump, roll back to shoulder stand, one-legged get up, front to back scale, and standing split. Now that may mean nothing to you at this point, that's perfectly fine. We're going to break it down into little steps. So what is a W jump, or a wolf jump, as I found out online looking it up? That's what it actually means.
A wolf jump. So a wolf jump is something that many of you might have done on beam already. So you're going to start with your feet just slightly staggered. So one foot slightly in front of the other, arms out in front. And you're going to do a little arm swing, bend the arms and then jump out in front. So as you jump, you're going to lift one leg up in front and point the toe, and you bring one heel to your butt.
How do we slow that down?
So you can slow that down by...
Shall I give you a lift?
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Did you see the position there? So it's basically a position like this in the air. You've got a toe pointing out in front, arms in front, reaching out, and this heel coming up to touch your bum.
Can you give me a regression for that? So rather than hit the foot at 90.
If it's too difficult, just a little jump.
One leg forward, one leg
back. One leg
back.
forwards, one leg back. Yeah.
And we're going to alternate sides, right?
No, we're doing it just on your good leg. So whichever leg you like to split on, that's the one that's going to come up in front.
Interesting.
So, second part.
Is you're going to gently sit down and roll back onto the shoulder stand.
Okay, so from the W jump, you're going to sit down into a squat.
So
Then
squat down onto your
roll,
heels, bum down.
and then come back to the squat position.
So break that down for me again. So roll back. Are
Roll
we pausing on the shoulder stand at all?
Yep, a little pause.
And then a standing up.
So what if you're struggling to get back up onto your feet?
So, the standing up after the shoulder roll. Hang on, first of all,
How about jump
in
to
the
head?
shoulder roll, we want to push the hips up to the floor. Now, if you have to use your hands to get your hips up, that's okay. Or if you want to keep your hands on the floor, that's also okay. But ideally, we want to do it with no hands. And then as you come forwards to stand up, we want to bend one leg and step forwards to stand up.
So if you're struggling with, you can do this with one-legged, right? You put your foot down, right?
So, the basic version is to stand up using 2 feet but with one leg out in the step position. So this is your basic version. If that's too easy for you and you're super strong, then you can do a pistol squat up.
Yeah.
So, hips, put one leg out and you're standing up on just one leg with
Well
this
done.
front leg lifted.
So be aware, we are doing a little tiny roll, right? But make sure there's nothing behind you to smash with your arms, or you're not going to knock furniture over. If we need to step forward, so do your jump here, then step forward and then do the roll. So then you at least staying on your mat. Or start at the end of the mat with the W jump.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes. So once you've stood up, you've got one leg in front. And you're going to hold the leg in front, then you're going to take it out to the side, and then you're going to take it to the back.
So front to back scale, right?
Yeah.
Are we taking like one long graceful movement round, or are we going to go like clocks?
Like clocks. Hold. Ooh, I'm
Okay.
unbalanced. So you're going to go hold, 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 hold.
Nice.
And then from that position, you're going to put your
So we're not putting the foot down, are we?
upper body to the floor, hands go to the floor, and you're going to raise the back leg up as high as you can.
That's it for you, right?
That's it. Now, I'm old and inflexible, but some of you are going to be super flexible and will be able to get a standing split position. So if you can, that's wonderful.
So once you've done it once through, we then repeat, right?
Yes.
And we do the W jump again, and then we do the back roll, but we get up on the other leg. So then you're
Yes, you can do that.
so
if
then
you
you're
want.
doing front scout on the other side.
Yes. If that's too difficult, stick to your good leg. But if it's easy, alternate your leg, but not on the W jump. So, I'll show you the sequence again, so you get it, and I'll show you how we want to have it nice and smoothly.
Are you going to go through the whole thing?
And then, yes, I'm going to go through the whole thing. Then we're going to do it what's called a 2-minute practice, where
So a focus period of time that we're going to work together.
so Tom will put the clock on for 2 minutes, and then you keep working on it, and hopefully through repetition you're going to get better, and your balance will get better as you go. So what you're going to find is the first few times you try this, you're going to be wobbling everywhere. So I'll demonstrate it now, and we'll see how much I wobble. So it's W jump, to the floor, up, standing up, got my leg in front, to the side, to the back, hands go to the floor.
And then repeat,
And
right?
then repeat. W jump, up, hold, 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 to the side, to the side.
For I don't know. For improvement on both legs, I would say always come up. Don't dominantly come up with one side.
Yeah.
So I would recommend you to switch from the shoulder stand, come up different side each time, and then do the front scales. So then you don't have one side that's always doing the get up.
That's true. I did it on my good leg then, which is why I didn't wobble too much.
Yes.
So Grace is saying that she has got Grace and Elizabeth there, which is great. And I know that some of you have been doing work where you do some of these kinds of sequence exercises, and These can be really helpful when you're doing preparation work for grading. So when you get a little bit further on in gymnastics, you do things called grades, and a lot of grades is based on this body control work. All right, we're going to get on with this. So we're going to do a 2-minute practice now.
So you ready?
Yes.
So 3, 2, 1, let's go. I can hear a Luna coming with an iPad.
Okay, so I'm going on the opposite leg now.
I'm back. So if you see me disappear, it's normally because I'm looking after. I have to go check on Luna. She's got very good during this lockdown period of playing by herself, right? During these streams.
Yeah, on the whole, she's pretty good.
So keep going. It's work at the pace that you feel comfortable. That's why it's 2-minute focus. We don't expect you to necessarily be working at Claire's speed. If you're struggling to get up with the one leg and one leg forward, put both feet down and come forward. Oh, you got a Luna behind you.
Excuse me.
Come here, Minnie. Oh dear. Is that what you said? So this is Luna.
How long have we got to go, Tom?
You have a minute.
Done a minute already.
Yeah.
I'm getting tired.
You're getting tired, right?
Yeah, look, I'm
Are
wobbling.
you switching both
I
legs?
have, yeah.
Oh.
I've gone back to my good leg now.
Oh.
And now it's all wobbly.
Yeah.
Because everything's tired. Oh. As you get tired, it gets easier to stretch in that position as well.
So you found it better.
My heart rate's up now.
Keep going.
On the leg, I've collapsed.
I'm losing the ability to jump.
If you, outperform Claire. Now you've got someone to actually see what they're doing. If you can keep going, keep going. This is incredible.
Oh, my glutes are burning and they've stopped firing.
Again, it's a focus time. So if you're really struggling, take a breath, have some water, recover. It's about trying to perfect each movement as an individual as they join together. Create fluid movement from one to the other. 3, 2, 1, and rest.
Oh, so hopefully you'll have seen that I completely collapsed at the end then and everything stopped working. If your butt is on fire right now, that's really good. It means that you've been firing your glutes.
Oh.
And your glutes are the biggest muscle group in your body, so they should be working, but sometimes we don't fire them properly. So then you get what's called lazy glutes.
No, but that's more common in adults, basically.
More common in adults, yeah.
Oh, didn't want that. You wanted to do something else.
I think she wants to join in, huh?
You want to join in?
So what have we got next, Tom? We're going to do it one more time?
Yes.
Okay. So I think we'll do it for 60 seconds. 60 seconds the second time round. Luna, what are you doing?
I guarantee you she'll climb up onto it and then throw herself onto the sofa. So we made a mistake of teaching Luna how to dive off of things, and now she dives off of anything.
Now she thinks she's a professional wrestler as well. So,
so are we ready? We're going to do it again. Let's see if we can maintain that quality and see how much maybe muscular or neurofatigue is starting to set in. Are you starting to lose balance? You know, if you are starting to lose balance, starting to get really tired, and you're starting to run out of breath, grab some water, take a few seconds. It's just a focus period. You don't expect you to constantly be working, even though I'm making Claire constantly work. Ready?
It's a proper workout for me today.
Everyone find your position.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, let's go.
Luna.
Sorry, I've got an eye on. We've done streams before where she slowly worked her way up the wall bars in the background when she was significantly younger than she is now. There we go.
So 60 seconds this time, Tom.
60 seconds?
Yep.
Oh, is that you've opted for 60 seconds?
Yep.
So keep going.
I can't get it.
Go on. Well done. Yeah? So we've got 25 seconds remaining. That's it. 15 seconds.
Oh, can't get up anymore.
Bring that leg round. Let's see it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, everything stopped working.
And relax. So, any comments, Claire?
That was hard. I don't know about you, but I started quite well with quite a lot of control, and then it got harder as I went along. And I lost balance. My balance got worse. My leg strength went. It was harder to get up. It was harder to control everything. And that's really the kind of body control work that we're talking about. Just practicing these little sequences. As your body starts to fatigue, it's trying to control the muscles at that point to keep everything balanced. That's the skill of gymnastics and what body control is. So well done for doing that. It's super difficult. Right, we're going to move on to the final section of the session today. We're going to do a bit of flexibility work. So, what have we got today in flexibility work?
Bridging.
We're going to work on bridging. So I'm aware that we've got lots of young female gymnasts, but we've also got lots of young male gymnasts, and bridging is perhaps not your favourite thing, right? So Tom also hates bridging.
You're not going to ask me to do what I...
Yeah, definitely. I think we should both show what it's like bridging.
Go on then, you go first.
So we've got various regressions for you.
Oh, have we?
Yeah. We've got various regressions. So Adeline's saying, Jasper and I are loving the circuit that Luna's set up. Yeah, well, we've got also...
Oh, don't put the beanbag down. She'll jump off the beanbag.
If I just put this beanbag here, we can see what she does with that as well. Huh? Right, so bridging. What is the circuit that we're going to do? We're going to work on a shoulder flexibility circuit that will help you improve your bridging.
So we've got bridging, a lounge chair, and then the praying monk.
Okay, so you've got 3 exercises. We did these.
Which is why I don't know why you I didn't plan this. I normally plan the live streams. I would never have stuck these 3 together.
That's not true, because you planned the session earlier this week. We did a live stream that was all on shoulder mobility work, and we had all of these 3 in there.
Individually.
Yeah. So we're going to do, again, a circuit. So we're going to do 3 rounds, 20 seconds this time of each exercise.
I'm going to get another stool.
And so the exercises are a bridge. If bridging is really difficult, so I'll show you a full bridge to start with, and then I'll show you a regression. If you can't yet bridge, I'll show you how to learn to bridge. So if you can bridge, get in position on the floor. You want your hands as close to your ears as possible as you push up. And you're going to push up. If you can, we want straight arms and as straight legs as possible. If you can't, just rest on your head. If you can stay in this position, that's fine. If you can't get into that position, then we can use the wall.
So use this wall with the wall bars, Claire. Because that's in shot.
Okay. So to get into the position, you want your hips facing forwards. You're going to keep as the hips face forwards, you're going to turn to face the wall. Put the fingertips facing down on the wall, and then come out to one side. We're going to try and get both hands to the wall. So going in and out, that's perfectly fine as a first step. If that's easy for you, then you can hold it. So with both hands on the wall. And we want to try and have the knees straight. And if you can, extend through the arms to get the arms straight. If that's easy, then you can also walk down the wall. Walk the hands down as far as you can. And then come back up. So don't go so far down that you can't get out, but maybe go halfway down and stretch in that position. So either a bridge or some kind of wall bridge. That's the first one. The second exercise is a lounge chair. I hate this one. It's really, really awful.
It's very difficult. I would recommend everyone to keep their arms slightly bent.
Sorry, Adeline's just saying that for anyone doing the bridge position, and if you want to push up off the floor but you're worried about hurting your head, you could put a pillow, some kind of cushion under your head to cushion your head. Also against the wall, you could put some cushions on the floor in case you slide down or have difficulty coming out.
Yeah.
Okay, second exercise, lounge chair. So you put the hands behind you as close together as you can get them. I can't get them very close. I don't have good
If you can get them to
flexibility.
touch, that's incredible. That's great flexibility.
What do you do next, Tom?
So as you're in this position, I'm gonna stand in front of you so you're not blinded by the sun, and then you're gonna lift the hips up slightly and kind of like scoot forward. So turn to the side for us, Claire, so we can actually see the movement. So hands there, and we're gonna scoot forward. This is a very difficult stretch, and if you hold this for long periods of time, it starts to slightly pinch one of the arteries down your
Yeah,
arm,
you might
so
lose,
you start getting
might-
numb fingers.
You get pins and needles in your fingers.
So my recommendation most of the time is slightly bend the arms.
Okay, so that's the second exercise. So you can do it with slightly bent arms, and then the third exercise is the praying monk. So you put your hands together, elbows on the edge of the chair.
And you want to put your head past the chair, and you're pressing down. So we're trying to press the chest or
Shoulder.
armpits towards the floor.
All right.
We're going to do 20 seconds each, right?
20 seconds of
We're
each
having a rest in
exercise.
between at that circuit.
We'll have 60 seconds in between the 3 rounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you ready?
Ready as I'll ever be for doing bridges at 10 a.m. on a Saturday morning.
It's alright, it's nearly 11 now.
Okay.
Ready?
Well, they should be fine. in
That
that
should make
case.
a difference, right? So, everyone find their position. I'll count you in. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Press up. So we're trying to get our legs as straight as we can. So you remember the legs and the shoulders are working together. So you're trying to push through with straight arms with the arms, and then you want to drive through with the legs. So imagine like you're trying to do a squat. So you're trying to push away from the floor and down.
Oh. Oh.
Lounge chair. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So that's it. So scoop the hips forward, and if you feel that they start to relax, then slide a little bit further forward, but don't let them end up out here. You want to keep them as close together as possible. So I can't put them together when I'm bending my arms. Keep going. Breathe, Claire. And then the praying monk. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So again, we're trying to drive our torso, push our torso. So we want to slowly work our way into these positions, pushing our chest towards the floor. And make sure that we're breathing through these positions. 3, 2, 1, and relax. 60 seconds, you said, yeah?
Yeah.
And then we're going to go around again.
Yeah.
So it's 2 more rounds, right? So we're going to go bridge in, lounge chair, and praying monk.
That's right. So, do you want to show us again the regressions on the wall for the wall bridges for anyone that finds pushing up into a full bridge difficult?
Yeah. So yeah, if you're placing your hands on the wall, fingers facing down, look towards the wall. I always will recommend most adults to start with bent arms when I'm teaching this, and then pressed straight. But with the legs, you don't want them to be relaxed. So you don't want them to be like here, because your arms are then high, your hands are higher than your shoulders. Straighten the legs and push. Imagine you're doing a squat. And you're trying to stand up. Drive through with the hips.
Alright, that's our 15-second warning.
Yep.
So get ready, back in position on the floor.
3, 2, 1, let's go. Keep pressing. I'm just going to readjust the camera because of the shape of the room. It should be straight again. I'll give it a little bit more of an adjust. Cool. Lounge chair. Let's go. You've slightly scooted forward, I've realised, on the mat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let's go. I might move you back to back here. Otherwise you'll disappear. Keep pressing through. Keep the hands together. Try and get the arms as close together before you set off as possible. Remember, keep those arms slightly bent. If you're going into straight arm, you might feel a little bit of numbness in your fingers, and that's normal, and it's okay. It's not dangerous. It just doesn't feel nice. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So I'm pressing the torso towards the floor. Try to relax into this. Big breaths, and try to get those shoulders over the top. And this is really going to help with that handstand alignment and that shoulder flexibility. And relax.
Oof.
That was a weird noise you made.
It's never easy coming out of that position.
No?
No. So yeah, if you're an adult and you spend a lot of time at the computer screen each day, shoulders can get very, very tight, and these exercises are all super good at releasing any shoulder tension across the top, through the neck, and the upper and lower back.
So this is normally like this position, like what they call a kyphotic position, because you're at a desk, which tends to mean, yeah, it does mean shoulder flexibility is compromised, but it also means you tighten chest. So then if you then go to the gym and work a lot of chest muscles, but then don't work the opposite stuff and back muscles to bring you up and open, you have this effect where you have slightly rounded shoulders going forward. So
the other thing, that if you're at a computer every day, you can get super tight wrists, so it can make the bridging very difficult
yes.
as well. Okay,
3,
so final round.
2, 1. Let's go. Bridge up. Press through. Make sure you're breathing in these bridges. Keep your breath. Press through. Try and get your legs, like Claire would be really working at that stage where she's trying to get her legs together and feet straight. Feet straight, legs straight. Try and get your legs straight, Claire. And down. Lounge chair. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So drive forward, drive forward. So this is probably the least favourite exercise that we give to most people, but it's really good to work in the flexibility the other way. So we're going this way with the bridging, and then the other way round. And most people find that they have tight deltoids at the front, which is these muscles, because, again, working at a desk, even in school, for example, you've sat at a desk for 6 hours. 3, 2, 1, go. So try and press that torso towards the floor. And try not to compensate by tucking this tailbone out. So you want the back to be flat, flat spine, not bum out, because it's going to allow you to almost cheat the stretch slightly, and you'll feel like you've got lower than you actually are. And relax.
Oh, I always hate coming out of that one. Aha.
So,
How did you find that?
well done,
Let
everyone.
us know how you got on.
Any comments? Any questions? Oh, the cushions, yeah.
So, Grace says, how can we strengthen our wrists, please?
That's a good question.
Yeah, so wrists can be super tricky, especially for adults who have tight wrists, as we just said, who are at a computer a lot. It's usually tightness, but also for kids, it's literally about spending the time. Repetition is what's going to make them strong. But simple exercises like plank holds, so straight arm plank holds, or a beast position. Anything where you've got the wrist in that position and you're loading the wrist, but not doing a full handstand yet. So basically, the more elevated your feet are, the more loading of the wrists is going to happen. So start in these kind of positions. So maybe holding for 20 seconds at a time or 30 seconds at a time. And then you could do it with feet on the sofa, which starts to load the wrist a bit more. And then you can do walking up the wall, so feet walking up the wall. To that kind of position.
Yeah. There is an element of adaptation that needs to happen as well. So like if it is the bridge that's you're particularly finding that it's painful on the wrists, then do it for a slightly shorter period of time, and then they will naturally start to get stronger. Your body's very good at adapting to the task that you need it to achieve. So lessen the time so it doesn't hurt, and then when it feels a little bit more comfortable, add an extra few seconds on.
So start with 10 seconds, working on 10-second intervals. Have plenty of rest, maybe 60-second rest, and then start building up to being able to hold for 20 seconds or 30 seconds. Once you can hold an exercise like that for 30 seconds, your wrists are starting to get strong. But just break it down and do it slowly.
And don't neglect the warm-up prep that we did at the beginning with those wrists. That's something that should be a staple of your always your training, making sure the wrists are strong, because they're the things that you're landing on, and you're, especially when tumbling or doing handstands, they're taking a lot of impact and they're not used to it in our general day-to-day. We don't walk around the streets on our hands, so make sure that you always prep them beforehand.
Yeah, and in terms of gymnastics and improving in gymnastics and improving in tumbling in particular, these kind of strengthening exercises that we've done today, they're super important. But when you do recreational gymnastics and you don't have very much time in the gym, you want to spend all the time that you're there doing the tumbling, being on the air track, being upside down. And so doing the work that we're doing at home, actually lockdown's helpful in many ways, because it means that you do all those basic physical preparation works and conditioning work that will get your wrists strong and mean that you're less likely to get injured when you do get back in the gym. So make the most of this time training at home now, because all this work will help you for when you do go back to Genesis and you get back in the gym.
Yes. And if you are an adult and you have been watching, we are running the Tuesday classes, and the last Tuesday class just so happened to be shoulder mobility. So if you did take part today and you were like, ow, that really hurts, go back and watch it. It's still currently up. It's up for the next few days. Maybe not do it today. Wouldn't recommend doing these back to back. But yeah, it's there and it's available for you. And
yes, so what Tom hasn't explained is that we teach another YouTube live class on a Tuesday, which is for adults. It's for adults, but anyone from Genesis is welcome to join in with our Tuesday evening class at 6:30 if you have a parent with you. And as he says, last week we did a whole hour of shoulder mobility work. What have we got coming up this week? I have to check on our...
Levers. Levers and a Brazilian jiu-jitsu lever a Brazilian jiu-jitsu, a capoeira style lever that I've kind of learned, and we're going to go
something called QDR. So it's a lot of upper body strength on Tuesday this week. It's an interesting move you can do on the floor at home, and it's going to be helpful for developing upper body strength.
Cool.
Okay.
Any other comments?
Andy says, Claire, Tom, re-wrist, can you talk about wind-up sticks? Well, I could actually.
They're those things, right?
What a wind-up stick.
No, I know what it is. I don't have a...
Where's our sticks? We've got our sticks up here.
That's where you put a weight, right? If it's what I think, Andy, it's where you put a weight on the end, and then this movement, right?
Oh. That helps strengthen wrists.
And then you wind it back down.
Okay.
So I would put a kettlebell on the end, put a bit of like a bit of string, wind it up, all the way up, and then wind it all the way down.
Okay.
And this movement allows full range from one side to the other side, because you're winding it back.
That's clever.
Up. This is a good kind of technique they use in climbing as well. You know, and this will help, especially for if you're, I don't know what age boys learn rings, for example. You know, when you're doing a handstand, it's this way, and then when you're learning false grip in rings, it's this way. So it's both extremes, right? And that's going to really help with that.
Okay. The other thing you can do to strengthen wrists is if you have a bucket and a few extra spare pounds and don't mind going and buying some bags of rice, you fill the bucket with bags of rice, and then you do this kind of movement in the rice.
Just one hand at a time, like stirring it.
Stir the rice with your wrist.
Like
this is an exercise that a lot of climbers use to strengthen wrist. But the other thing it does is, if you get sore hands from hanging on stuff, it also, the starch in the rice is good for the calluses on the hands.
We could do a whole subject on this, but like even like just as you mentioned it, just hanging for 5 minutes a day is really going to help with that strength and durability of the closed hand. It doesn't always apply to the flexibility in the bridging and the handstand, but it will really start to improve the strength of that grip.
So obviously not everyone's got the bars in their living room like we do.
Yeah.
But you can get obviously like a chin-up bar that you can put between the doorposts in your house, or just go down to any playground and hang on whatever is available there. Okay. So yes, Andy says you've got it. Any sensible weight will do. Like a can or something. A can of beans will work. tie that with a piece of string.
You can do with a light weight, just rolling these sort of movements. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed the session. We're going to be doing this every Saturday, so we will see you again next Saturday. Send us messages, let us know what you'd like us to cover, and we'll adapt the sessions as we go so that we're doing all the things that you'd like to do. You can always watch the sessions back, as Tom said. If you've liked what you've done today, we've got another session on Tuesday. Have a look at our website, and you can see that we've got a few different sessions that we've done in the past as well.
Yeah,
You might
and
wanna
feel free to like it and
try.
share it with friends and stuff like that, and it always will help us out. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Well, have a good rest of your weekend, and we will see you again next Saturday morning for more gymnastics with Genesis.
Bye.
Bye.
Away from the side. Bye.